don't bloody believe it. It's fucking Saturday. I've just got up and got on today because Dean just got up and out, and he's really into spending some time with Shiloh on his own at the moment and helping him catch up on his bike and his scooter and on these things. So they've gone out this morning. So anyway, I got my mail in through this morning, right? I've not even opened this one. Nuisance letter, right? So anyway, I decided to ring the number on it, and all of a sudden I get told, oh, this is out of hours. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute, it's not meant to be out of hours. I'm ringing the number on it. And he's going, but they won't be back in till Tuesday. You have to try them on Tuesday. It's a bank holiday weekend. And I was like, yeah, but it's Friday today, so we still got time. He went, no, it's Saturday today. I went, fuck's sake. So that means these people have taken 4 days of my life, and it's still not sorted. And this is what I mean about stupid fucking distractions. I've had this letter come through today, right? And do you know what annoys me? Yeah, I've been talking to my neighbours about me pulling all this out and doing this since all the way through winter. I've been talking to you about it because I'm constantly always like, not in fear, but I know there's going to be a reaction somewhere. I know there's going to be somebody that lights a fire somewhere. So I constantly talk to my 2 neighbours on the adjoining side about it. And in fact, even when I was doing it, my other neighbour on the other side said, oh, my car's at my sister's at the moment. It's not a problem. And the lady on the other side was like, oh, it's cool. And she was like, oh, I'll get some stuff out to come out with you. So anyway, I then get this letter. So they want to use the word nuisance now. We have received evidence that you are carrying out activities around the garage of 232, which are causing obstructions and nuisance to others. Well, it's not. You are positioning these items in and around the garage, and this prevents from being accessed. Well, it's my garage. It's also alleged that you continue these activities through the day and into the evening, which is causing a nuisance surrounding properties. Actually, it's causing nothing. So again, we've got words like nuisance, annoyance, discomfort, inconvenience, occupying 2 neighbour premises. So anyway, today a law has changed, and it means that if any person such as us cause any harm to the service agents, providers, we can get life into prison. So now I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm fuming. Now that's further defamation. It's liable because it's in writing. And also I'm stuck still with no hot water. I'm having to now, as a person with a physical condition, yeah, and this is what is annoying me, yeah, because I struggle doing this stuff with my shoulders, my knees and my body. I've had to pile all my washing up into a tub and use the shower, which is hot water, which I'm going to wash in there, which hurts my back leaning over it. And I'm trying to show you, these people do not care. They don't. We are nothing to them but a national insurance number, so they can play with our trust fund and monopolise us on the stock market and money and barter with other people for money. They don't actually care about us as individuals. It's just about building your own community. And that is literally, people are going to have to take control of their own families. They're going to have to find the mother hen of their own families that goes, right, I am the head of this family. I am the chair of this family. It used to always be the nans, didn't it? And it was the nans that pulled and kept the family together. And it was always because our parents were upholding to their parents. So you would go around. I know for me, when it came to Christmas, we would have Christmas Eve where we would go and drop bits off at people's. My dad was like a father Christmas, going and dropping off around the families, and then you would have your own family Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Eve we'd all go down to the club, and then Boxing Day we would all come together with the cousins and uncles and aunts, and then you'd have your own time, and then Christmas, what next one? New Year's Eve, you all came together. New Year's Day, you went for a walk. And it's going to be down to families to do that. So if you've got somebody with any form of challenge, and it doesn't matter what it is, any form of broken consciousness, any form of damage, any form of trauma, it's going to take for the family to love that trauma. You're not going to get that from a system. You're not going to get that from a system that just yesterday I was passed on to 7 different people that didn't even pass on the reference number for my gas, who didn't even explain the logistics. And then, of course, I've got a housing officer who shouted at me, and then a lady called Holly, who's an estate manager, who's sent through this letter. So now it is entering into a bank holiday. Good. I'm going to go out. It's bank holiday weekend. You're not going to stop me from doing this sale over a bank holiday weekend. I'm literally just going to go and do it now, ranch out everything that I want to get out from in here, because the boys' bedroom is turning into, I've pulled toys out there. That looks worse than it actually is. But they have a lot of function in their bedroom, but there's 2 of them in here, and it's crazy. So I've got to pull a load of stuff out here. I've been through sort of what I consider the airing cupboard sort of thing, but I'm trying to obviously get my focus to this cupboard and what is now turning into a fucking nightmare in here, because I'm just dumping more and more paper into the tray. And last night, and I'm going to admit it, I actually wet the bed last night. And when I was a kid, I used to go through this thing where I used to lay in bed and I used to think I'd get up and go to the toilet, and then I'd start having a dream around the association of water or whatever it was, and then I'd realise I'd woken up in a pool of water. And I couldn't actually physically move last night, and I actually sort of said to Dick, I've wet the bed. He said, what do you mean you've wet the bed? I said, I've wet the bed. So now my pelvis is obviously, not my pelvis, my thing is obviously going back, and trauma levels are also going back, that I'm going into such different levels of sleep that I'm not getting correct, proper sleep now. And I need to really, really, really focus on that. There's a couple of people who've just come in, and I'm just saying, holy fuck, it's Saturday. I've just had 4 days of my life taken away from me. And I believe 100% this harassment has all come in. I'm in what's called a legal breathing space, yeah? And just to prove it, that's my breathing space number, yeah? So that basically means there are people who have got 90 days to basically get all my paperwork in order, work out exactly what's going on, where I'm up to, and then decides from there. So that means that I don't actually have debt. I'm actually in a very good place in terms of this house, yeah? But when it came to Aaron and Faith being taken, when I got to save the family, I had caused, I didn't know how much debt. I'd moved from a property to a property to a property, and got entered in to save the family. And I literally just sat down with a pad, going from the red to the black, or black to the red, or whatever it was, and trying to work out where I was up to in terms of like mobile phone, what I needed to be paying for, what I needed to be doing. And this is at a time that I'd found out that obviously Stephen had messed up my credit score, shut my bank down, blah, 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 blah. And I was on this, working on this. You never used to get a breathing space. A breathing space is a very new thing launched by government. It's called step change. And it basically gives people the opportunity to make a step change and have 90 days breathing space from any person coming at them. So aside from what the trolls are causing, come back to my life and in my real world. What I don't like with all of these letters, hey there Claire, is it's a cut and paste of systematic words. So let me read these words out again. And this is exactly the same as social care. So social care will have words like aggressive, hostile, argumentative, won't work with a system. So their words on here are unreasonable, nuisance, annoying, discomfort, inconvenience, right? Now that again is slander. It's liable. What someone says to you, so say your neighbours are talking about you and they go, oh, so-and-so, she does this, she does that, she does that. If any of that information is actually incorrect, you are defamating a person's character. You're changing the superseding reputation that a person may have. Why is this important? It's important because every person in the world has to have what is called a CV, a curriculum vitae or whatever it's called, that basically says who you are, what qualifications and experience you have, what job you're going to do. And then some people have a business plan. And within that business plan, there is a model. Now, take my character, yeah? My character is not to harm. My character is never to harm. My intentions, my heart, my spirit is never to harm. It's not in me, like my dog. My dog is not a savage. However, there's this thing called boundaries, right? How somebody doesn't wish to be treated. I don't want no violence around me. I don't want no one holding me. I don't want no one pinning me, no one assaulting me, no one being aggressive to me, nobody spitting in my face, nobody swearing at me, nobody attacking me, right? And don't gaslight me. I don't like being gaslight. My mum used to always do it. So if I used to say things like, oh, look at this picture of Greece. Oh, this is lovely. I'm so going there. My mum would go, oh, that's really horrible. You don't want to go and do that. And then I'd be like, and then that creates cognitive dissonance, right? It creates two splitting belief systems. One that is your inherent true belief system to you, and one is a conflicting belief that is coming from you from the pressures of outside, which is called dogma. Right? And then you're living in the dogma of others, because what people do is they put consequences. Now, there is no consequence about my garage being taken from me there at this particular point. And Holly, bless her cotton socks, will go, have I really got a right to Kelly? And the thing is that Holly's going to be sitting there going, oh my goodness, I can see what Kelly's saying now. I've got to send this letter. I bet you she's gone off, apparently. She's not actually in. And she would usually actually do sort of like weekends and things like that. So she hasn't. And I know who Holly is. I know what you got to remember within the council office. I've been here, 7 years, nearly over 7 years. Me and Dean have known each other. I can't say we've been together 7 years. We can't have an anniversary and go, hey, look at me and you, Dean. We've been together 7 years, because we haven't really been together, but haven't not been together, but haven't been together. It's only really in the last, since Dean has actually known that I haven't been the one causing for the police and everything. I think it's once the RSPCA turned up, he was like this. And then the last couple of days, right, Dean's attitude is he wanted to sit back and see what was really going on, right? Because Dean knows what it's like to be sabotaged all the time. The man's had the BBC rip his music off. He's had galleries rip his art off. He's had things happen his whole life. Even I was one of them kids at school, that was really damn good at everything, but everybody needed me to drop back to give somebody else another chance. And I didn't mind. It was in my personality to do that as well. I knew that I could throw the javelin, so it was better for me to let Lorraine step forward, who was Downs and had many disabilities, and let her have that shot, because I knew I could do it. It wasn't about me proving to anybody who I could do and how far I could throw. Even when I was running sprint, I'd rather slow down to the last person and come all the way to the back and go, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Everybody knew that I could sprint and bolt in front of them within seconds if I really wanted to. But I was more about the person at the back who was intimidated by me at the front, who would slow down because they knew they couldn't catch up with me. So I would come back for them to encourage them to work even faster. I'm a coach. I'm a trained coach, but I'm a coach naturally. That's my life, that's my world. I first ever started coaching in netball. Netball was the first thing that I ever started coaching because I had to give up netball first. Netball was the first thing that I loved so much that giving up was the hardest thing that I've ever actually done. Yeah, see, the neighbour who's so got a problem has just actually, she hasn't got a problem. She's just parked up the top there, yeah. It's Saturday. There's nothing outside there. My car's not moved. But she's just literally moved through there. And I need to collar her in a minute, so I might do it live, I don't know. I'm just going to go and grab the letter. And ask if I can come and speak to her about this letter. And you'll hear her go, it's no problem, I have no problem. Right? Just to prove it for a point of view. But I am actually going to go down there. So the Lord she's given me space, and I'll ask her if I can actually use her space today for the kids to play out there and see what she's got to say. And anyway, so this is the letter. Just let us do this as well. So it's about community, guys. Community is what makes the world go around. Community. She's just walking down probably to see whether there's anything out the front, which there actually isn't. So no, she's not that bothered. Just 2 seconds. I'm going to let her get closer so she can hear me. 2 seconds. Hello there, lovely. I've had a letter from the council saying that you guys have complained. You know the other day when I had the stuff out the front? I've had a letter from the council saying you've made a complaint between the two of you. I don't think you have. I was in Parliament that day. So are you okay if I go down today then with the kids? Are you cool with me going down today over bank holiday? Are you cool with me opening up over bank holiday? I won't be using any of your two sides, so you can use your space. If I'm a nuisance to you, let me know face to face and I don't mind. Do you... Is it getting in your way? Yeah, you said you didn't have issues. Thank you. I knew you didn't. I knew you didn't. I knew you didn't have an issue. Thank you. God bless you. I knew you wouldn't have an issue. I knew you didn't have an issue. Bless you, love. Bless you. She said, I told you I didn't have an issue. So there you go. It's council trying to cause problems between neighbours. It's people trying to cause problems with neighbours. Do you know who would have actually have seen it? The wardens. Because places like this are community wardens literally 24/7. We have surveillance cameras now. My little neighbour across here, who is the most loveliest old woman in the world, has got a camera on the front of hers, right? I'm aware it's here. I know the camera can see me. She knows the camera can see me. And she's got her camera just set off on her garden so it can directly see all of my front door. I'll show you where it is. Okay, you want to see? Ready? Right, you see? Okay. So she's got a camera proceeding directly. So her camera, literally, she can see in her house, me at the moment. She can see the front of my car. She can see down the side here. But she can literally see if there's anybody at my door, right? So I've already got the camera evidence of the people at my door from the day. Now, I'm going to respond to everything. Now, please bear with me. It's very, very hard for me to do all of this written word stuff when it's personal to me. If I was doing yours, it would probably take me about 3 fucking hours to write a fucking statement, hammer them in court and get you in court within probably a few hours if we went through the main bar and entered into the Queen's Bench. Probably more than that, but it wouldn't take me long. It wouldn't take me long to notice all of the cut and paste that goes through the letter. And this is the stuff that we take really personally. So straight away, we go to this letter. You know, and I know, neighbours, no issue, right? This man fucking shouted at me coming out of Parliament, right? Complete fucking distraction. He'd not shout at me. Ola's never shouted at me. Ola has always said, whenever these attacks are coming in, Kelly, we got no problems. Kelly, got no problems. You pay your rent, blah, 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 blah. The thing that I take so personally is defamation of my integrity, my self-respect. Because do you know what? In all this time that I've been in this situation, I don't steal. I don't lie. I don't double cross anyone. Even if I've got stuff down there, like say as a pair of sandals, and I noticed it was just slightly weak at the sides, I threw them because I wouldn't want to sell them. Like my car. Do you know how many dodgy MOTs I've been offered around here? About 40 probably. Every person who's approached me going, Kelly, don't worry about it, I can sort you an MOT. Don't worry about it, Kelly, love, I'll sort you an MOT. And I've stood and I've said to everybody, and I've gone, yeah, but you're then also the person, part of the karma with me and the next person that gets in that car. And as there's something to do with the brakes, I wouldn't want the karma of what happens to somebody in that car. So I would rather get that job done, knowing that when I pass something on, but I can't give somebody a warranty. And that's the difficulty. So take FEA at the time. I'm not on FEA now, and I'm going to be heading into May. During May, I'm going to be talking about EDS. But yes, it's going to give me an opportunity to talk about other stuff. The EDS community now has been asked to be part of the PIP assessment to understand how things with hidden conditions work. I've put myself forward as somebody who's just been messed about by somebody who claims to have been a friend, took my form, knew there was dates. I didn't even know what date it is, and she's got the form. And I'm fucking constantly shitting myself over this date. damn fucking date, because I don't even know what date's on the form. Yeah. So I've just contacted them and said, look, people are looking to see if I'm out, you know. They do. They look to see. My garage is open. That's the thing. My door is open. This is another thing as well. I'm saying to the neighbours, everyone goes, yeah, but what if people steal it? What if people take it? What if people do this? Well, one, that's not my karma. And two, it's about me learning to trust. What if someone does take it? They clearly needed it. What did they need it for? You never know. It might even just been a pair of shoes and they just snuck in and they were too proud to say, I've not got any shoes and they're really lovely, and they just take them. Like somebody actually told me, oh, there was no clothes down there, but I actually saw her leave with a hat. And I said, how many hats? And she went, oh, only one. So it's about me learning. There's more to it. There's more to it. But anyway, what I'm saying is people get letters, say over this holidays, people will come back. There'll be a lot of statute meetings on. A lot of people take the May bank holiday. A lot of people don't work the overtime. This is really a time when only really entertainers, people that are doing the festivals and stuff come out, and obviously the emergency people who told me it was Saturday today, not Friday. So when I say about losing days, basically, and they all knew, everybody's known I was going to Parliament on Wednesday. They brought everything on me Wednesday. Literally, Dean and I had made the decision. We'd booked the train to come back at 7:30, just in case I was going to skate. And, you know, we were just going to let the boys sleep on the train on the way back and get a taxi from the other side. But in the end, we got on the 5:30 train and went back. And we were literally just coming through Waterloo Station when Ola rang me. And he rang me in such a way, it completely shot me out of everything I was doing, everything that I was thinking, all of my focus. It was literally like getting into a car knowing that all of a sudden you're going to a festival and then someone rings you and tells you your dad's died, and your whole life and everything just changes. You don't even know where you were going and where you've just been. You've got to deal with what's going on now. So anyway, the Ola situation, I just read. I knew I was going to get some form of Aggie shit over it, but it was the fact that he went, and don't lie to me, I've got photograph evidence. So that's that shitty cunt, probably. I'd like to see if the websites mention it all, because they would have changed it over and all that sort of bollocks. But it's harassment, it's bullying. So the good thing is Dean's seen it now. And yesterday, you should have heard the mate. He was like, I've always heard him talking about how they do it to him. And I stand there and go, hang on, they're doing it to me as well. And he used to think that maybe I was part of it all. And I think when Dean first met me, he thought that I was the person. I don't think he even believed I was an innocent person. I believe he believed everybody else and was part of actually going, oh yeah, let's fucking have her over sort of thing. And obviously 7 years, 2 children, and you get to know someone, and actually coming to Parliament with me. And as we were coming across the bridge and walking, I went, hey up, my friends are here. And he went, yeah, that's not you. And then it went round and it parked right outside. So I was like, they might be expecting a protest for this today. And they do know I was coming, and they had been writing to me for 3 days telling me not to come. And then the funny thing was, I was on a live, and as I was walking, it was literally like, I haven't got a corner wall here. It's on I'm on the opposite side on the live anyway. And it was literally like walking to the end of the wall and going, oh, hello. And they were both two just stood there. And then obviously it left as I left. So, and it left and parked up when me and Dean went up the other side as well. But it doesn't matter, because there's so many surveillance cameras. But why would they do that to somebody like me? One, I'm part of the royal bastards, yeah? There's many royal bastards in this world. What is a royal bastard? A royal bastard is a child that is born illegitimately to the royals, basically, the lords or anything within that. So some of these children were conceived through rape, so maids that got raped by the lords. Some of these were children that, you know, lords fell in love with maids. And some of them, yeah, it comes back to the whole trafficking, doesn't it? So anyway, that bloodline wasn't meant to happen. It's like dogs, isn't there? There's mutts and then there's pedigree. So you don't mix pedigree with a mutt. And this social status has existed for years. This hierarchy has existed for years. the people that go to the awards, darling, down to the people that sit on the fucking streets, mate. Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter if you're an old doggy cat in me fucking chavvy, or you're going, oh, Lord, in it, or you're going, oh, well, darling, seriously, oh, Jeffrey, can we please do something about these nuisance birds and these peasants? Yeah, it doesn't matter. It exists, top, middle, and bottom. And they don't like the fact that we are moving into a whole new time now where you don't have to have Sony to get a fucking record label. You don't have to be a Jew. You don't have to be sucking it and taking it off of this elite thing that has existed for years, and it's gone on for generations and generations and years. You know, it was times when people were lording it in the pillows and the kings would have all these women around them. And if you've noticed, like Boris Johnson, he's not a loyal, faithful husband with his family. Even look at Putin. He's got his girlfriend who's a gymnast. You know, there was like this argument with the Mormon churches and the new Mormon churches about monogamy over, polyogamy or something like that, where you had many wives. Look at the Muslims, you've got many wives. And this is the big argument that's going on, isn't it? It's about the difference between celibacy and having sex and just being given, and about children having their innocence protected over actually children still being part of this network. And that's why you've got all these sexually transmitted diseases. Fact. Yeah, these children have been fucking raped, mate. Yeah, fact. Can't tell me anything else. And it's got to change. So anyway, it's very quiet. All the children are at school, apart from mine and many other homeschooled people. If you don't want your children in the state, it's very easy. Write to Education Authority, say, I am deregistering my child, and then do that. There are all these laws and all these imprisonments around us that we define ourselves in, and that's not the true state of who we truly are. Oh my goodness, it's now Saturday and everything changes, and now we've entered into a bank holiday, and now we've all got to confine to these rules. But hey, over in other countries, Mother's Day is on 2 very different days. Some people celebrate New Year's in completely different sections. Nobody ever takes the time out to think about where the dogma came from in the first place, whether it was just a teacher at school that put this something on you that made you believe it. And nobody ever gets the time to really take time out and just write it down. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. And then go, why do I believe? Yeah, and then change that to I love. And what do you love? Yeah, don't focus on what you don't like. Focus on what you do love, what you do like. Focus on what you do want to get better at. It's no different than Elijah, Shiloh at the moment, take his skatering and scootering. A couple of weeks ago, he couldn't ride his bike without stabilisers. Now he rides without his stabilisers. It's about progression. It's about training. And Shiloh gets this. Even Shiloh gets, I'm going out training on my thing, training. Not this education system that's been applied to us to the ages of 18 and then off to college and university. Training and education and working on ourselves is for life. Personal growth is for life. You know, we have so much stuff about human rights, but the human rights completely solarides and dismisses the whole spirit of us. You cannot cage our spirit anymore. Our spirits are crying and desperate for us to live in our true forms. And we're being so confined into the flesh, to be in the flesh. And you've got to die to the flesh. And we're being so imprisoned into the ways of the world that we were not to conform to the ways of the world, but by the renewal of your mind. I'm not here to preach. You have to find your own faith. Nobody can teach you faith. You can't be taught faith. You can't be taught faith. Faith is something that you have to find. And usually it's because you are down on your fucking knees, mate, and you have hit what you call your rock bottom, and you don't think you can go any further. And it's only in that time, it's only in that moment. And for me, the real true time was the moment I slid down that fucking door. And I think I would have probably have gone a long time ago within that battle if I didn't have my faith. And my daughter is called Faith for a reason. And it's only when you actually step into this, and this is the problem with this whole build up in self. I am. It builds you up as a solitary island, and we are not solitary islands. We need community. We need people. We need human interaction. We need people around us that keep us going, that when we even doubt ourselves, go, come on, you know you've got this. But it takes for people to know, what is your agenda? What is your point? So when I go into these FEA things, what is my agenda? What is my point? My agenda is not even to stop forced adoption, because there are people in this world that shouldn't be having children in the first place. There are people in this world that don't, well, anyway, it's a difficult one. And even the most loveliest people have the most biggest battles and struggles that need to get their own stuff together first. But we live in a world right now that you can do that. They've got to stop with these mother and baby units. They've got to make it family places. There's different things that can be done, and it should never be criminalised. It should always come from a caring point of view of enabling and empowering and helping. But if we had community, hey, stop throwing arrows at me, stop whinging at me, mate. She's just gone out on my little battle drive that causes a lot of the shit around here, and does chat to the people on the website. See, now I feel like it's Saturday. Now I feel like I can rest. Now I feel like, because it's a day that people ain't at work, that I can be a little bit more expressive within my community. But in that defines of that week, you know, it's like, I was just reading Mother's Day. Mother's Day is May the 8th by me, which is Trinidad, and we celebrate our 19th of March. Just to prove the point. So, anyway, it's a lovely day, it's a lovely weekend, it's a bank holiday. We all get to live like we should be anyway. Every day is a bank holiday, just because the Queen decides that you all get a day off from your slavery, and she rings the bell and says, "Oh, slaves, you can have the day off today, it's a Monday." Then all of a sudden, you slaves go, "Oh, I can go and get pissed." But anyway, enjoy your day. I'm fucking fuming because now let's manage without gas, shall we? So all of a sudden, don't forget, British people, that we're all going to have our gas capped at some point, because obviously Puntin and the pipes and all of this sort of stuff. So what would you do if you came home and your gas was capped? And you have paid your bill. I have actually paid my bill. It's all charges that they're putting on me, which is why I'm arguing it. And this is another thing about things that people are doing that shouldn't be done. And I want to know who's doing it and pulling all the strings. There's somebody doing it. And the irony, before I go, I read that Sharon Kilby's website, right? The person who first ever wrote about me, yeah? And she wrote about how they shill and troll people like me. And it said they'll even actually defamate and all of this and all of that, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, yeah, all that aside. So it's Saturday. Dean's still out. He only said he was going out for an hour. Elijah was feeling a bit left out, so I'm going to go and spend some more time with him now. He's doing some bits. But I'm going to go and open the garage, and I am. My neighbour's not got a problem with it. It's on live. And I need to sell the car. It's got to go. It's a problem. I've had to pay for my car insurance. That's draining money. Car's draining money. So I've got to flip that over. So I'm going to ring around some garages and who buy cars and just see what the best price I can get for her at the moment as she is now. And potentially more to someone. I don't want her crushed. She's a beautiful, wonderful car. I want somebody who can do the little jobs. It's only really stupid jobs. It's things because of my hands, like changing over lights, and also the tyres at the back are going to have to be changed because arseholes have put nails through my tyres again. And that's what Dean's fuming. He's going, that's twice now I've put nails through a tyre. And everyone's trying to say, oh no, it's the workman. And it's like, no, these are fucking directly pushed in, mate. We've got the first photograph somewhere of them actually sat under both front tyres. I don't know where it is, but I've got it. 2 seconds, EDS awareness and all that. I've been talking too long. I've been on the phones and stuff. This is why I don't speak. Vocal cords. So anyway,